My dad is vacuuming right now.
Can't hear
You
it.
know what? Can't hear it.
I feel like
Sounds like a you.
I feel like he does not know that
'cause I
I'm
can't
recording,
hear.
and I should tell him that
You should.
I'm recording, so he doesn't just come with the vacuum downstairs to the basement.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should go up there and tell him, or
No, his
text him.
dad just comes
Just
down
go-
with the
go up
vacuum.
there.
Oh, hey, sport, what you doing
Go-
over there?
Just
Should
go
go
to
up
the
there.
door, open it, and just be like, Dad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell him.
Stop.
I'll be back 1 sec.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, now that he's gone,
Oh, thank God.
Devin, I was thinking of starting another
Yeah.
podcast without him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, just the two of us.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, he's just such a
Called-
Debbie Downer all
called-
the time.
The cooler dudes.
The cooler dudes. Love it.
That's-
Accurate.
I think,
factually
yeah, just the cooler
correct.
dudes.
Yep. Factually correct, yeah.
Yep.
And honestly, like, him and his stupid light in the background, and just his stupid little
I know.
sweaters.
his
Hey, buddy,
stupid
how you
face,
doing?
His card. What?
Hey, man, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back.
You guys talking about me, huh?
What?
No.
He I let him know.
There's someone else with a softbox in the background.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I let him know that I asked kindly if he could leave the vacuuming to, approximately 40 minutes from now, and he said very defeatedly, "I guess I'll go upstairs." So, I think I broke his heart.
No.
Also, it looks like I'm drinking just straight up, like liquefied cotton candy.
I was gonna
What are you
say.
drinking? It's pink. No, what are you drinking? Pink. What? The
Just
essence
the
of
color.
Pink.
Just
I'm
the
just
color
drinking
pink.
the color
I'm
pink.
not gonna lie. When you took a sip of that, it kind of reminds me of the cleaner we use at my work, like the hardcore industrial cleaner, just like the.
Well, welcome to the Dilemma Dudes podcast. My name is Noah.
My name is Keelan.
And my
kidding.
name is Devon F. Humphries.
Wow, guys,
What
we're
does the
getting
F
good at
stand
that, though.
Frank.
Frank.
Mm.
Yeah, I
What's
feel
your
like I
middle
knew
name,
that.
Keelan?
I have two middle names.
What are they?
Fancy.
Should we be releasing this on the internet?
Of course. Yes, of course.
What's your social
no,
insurance
my-
number?
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
Your,
What's your
no,
address, please?
My middle names are David and Archibald.
Oh,
all
that's
these
cool.
all of my siblings' family names are family names.
Mm-hmm.
So David is my grandpa's brother, and Archibald is my great grandpa.
Oh, my middle name, I know you're all wondering, it's Paul. It's very thrilling.
Nice. Nice.
I would never guess that.
It's a really it's just a family thing. Like,
I think I knew
yeah.
that.
yeah, there's nothing special.
Now,
Anyways,
I don't want to one up you guys, but my dad's middle names, whew, his name is William Edgar Jameson Humphries.
Edgar
Yeah.
Jameson.
Yep.
I think
Now everyone is family members. All these middle names are family members
Yeah.
of ours. But yeah, they really went for like the whole, royalty type of deal with him.
Edgar.
So it's William Edgar Jameson Humphries.
Wow. I think I top him with Archibald being like a name that no one else would think of.
Mhm.
But wow. Edgar.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be using my phone again, so if people notice that I'm looking really uninterested, it's not because, yeah.
Because he hates us.
I just feel like I have to make a disclaimer because I don't want to look like the
I
guy
think
that's just like.
every episode, I think that should be a thing. Is you just
Yeah.
making that
Yeah.
disclaimer.
So if I look uninterested, it's not because I'm just completely ignoring everything. It's because I'm just looking at the dilemmas on my phone. So
He's slightly bothered.
Sorry,
there
I
we
have
are.
a quick dilemma for us. When you're recording a podcast, but the rest of your family's making food, what do you do?
See, are you guys the only one that's experiencing?
we're having
family,
problems.
trouble.
Yeah.
My mom and dad. I was like, "Mom, I'm recording a podcast." She goes, "Yeah, it's fine. Me and your dad are going out."
Oh,
Cool.
well, perfect.
Great.
We're not so lucky.
Yeah.
I just get hit by this wall of just like amazingly smelling food.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get this over with
Just
fast. so-
by smell.
Right.
Just by smell. What are they cooking?
I think it's some kind of like I think they're like frying some kind of potato.
Okay. Okay.
Some
I'll
kind
be
of
there in a
potato.
bit. I'll,
Yeah, not sure which kind because my dad's diabetic, so he has to eat a lot of sweet potatoes.
Oh.
Right.
Like
That's
that's,
why
the
he's
only
such a
like
sweet guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. right.
That was just for everyone. That was not planned awkward silence. That was actual awkward silence.
Just because it was a bad joke. Oh, it's fine. It's fine, guys. I don't care. All right. Let's do some dilemmas, because that's what this is for. We're going to do a few dilemmas, and I think we'll do a few would you rathers, possibly.
Yeah, I've got a couple that we can do.
Yeah. So Keelan's going to hit us with the would you rathers towards the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit us with some dilemmas. I wrote another one today. I feel like we can start with it. So there's this TV show I've been watching. It's called Your Honor. It's on Showtime, I think. Because the show is full of moral dilemmas. I'm not going to completely get into all of the moral dilemmas in the show because I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to start with basically the premise of the show, which you find out from watching trailers and stuff. So if you still want to watch the show, we're not going to completely spoil it for you. And I'm more going to bring up the dilemma, and you guys can kind of just, I'll share my thoughts, but I don't want to share my thoughts because it could spoil the show.
Okay.
But this show, I'm watching it, every episode is like a new dilemma. It really gets me thinking. So I'm saying I highly recommend it, and possibly we could do a whole episode talking about it if we all watch it or if we don't, because it's a cool show. Anyways, I'm going to start with the premise of the show and how it starts. That's my pitch. I think it was a good pitch. That's my
That was a really good pitch.
that's my elevator pitch.
I just want to
I
say,
think I'm never
due to
gonna
your...
watch this show ever.
No. Okay, so here we go. So you're a judge, a very well-known and respected one. However, one day your son is involved in a hit and run. He hit another teenage boy on a motorcycle and freaked out and froze, leaving him dead on the side of the road. As a judge, you decide your best course of action would be to have your son go back to the police station and confess, as the story has made national news and it's likely he will be found out eventually. However, once you arrive at the police station to confess, you see one of the largest mob bosses in the country with his wife in his arms crying. You put two and two together and realize that your son must have killed the mobster's son. You know that if your son confesses, yours and your family's life could be in danger, as this mob boss wouldn't take the death of his son lightly. However, if he doesn't confess, this would force you to help cover up the crime, ruining your integrity as a judge, and let's be honest, a person. What do you do?
So you're the judge. Son commits a crime.
He comes home and tells you.
Son is the victim.
Yeah. Your son hit a kid on a motorcycle by accident.
And killed him.
And then he like freaked out and stuff and just like left him there.
How old is the son?
Like our age.
Oof. That gives me very little sympathy for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd make like I'm not gonna help you cover up the crime. It would be like that just makes like now if we get found out, not only is my integrity completely destroyed, but also it makes me not only a target of the mob boss, but also more likely to go to jail too.
I mean, realistically, is it saying that you're the judge on this case?
No, you're just a judge. You wouldn't be a judge on a case with your own son.
You would not be.
No. The judge part is just to set the stage to be like, this guy's a man of integrity.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm.
Which we all know that judges are so integral.
They should be. Yeah.
They should be. Yeah. I mean, according to TV shows, they're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like in my head, it's either you cover it up and you're probably gonna get found out anyway, so then the mob boss is gonna be even more mad, or it's like, hey, you're a dumb kid, you're going to jail, and the mob boss is less mad.
Yeah, but basically by saying the mob boss wouldn't take the death of his son lightly means that he's gonna react by either getting his hands on your son, right, torturing him, killing him, or doing something with your family or loved ones.
Right.
That's the thing is I feel like
I was gonna say if the kid goes to jail, he's a mob boss, so he potentially has people in. He
has
jail.
polls, yeah, for sure.
But if you're still this is my thought process because you're probably gonna get found out anyway. If you make him confess, you still have all your pull and all of your integrity as a judge. Maybe you can protect him some way.
But can you protect yourself though?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But I'm saying like you would still have all like everyone would still respect you because you are a high-end judge, right? You'd still have all that pull where if it comes out that you covered for him, you would have no pull whatsoever. You'd have no protection from anybody.
Right. You would almost rather face the wrath of the mob boss by doing the right thing than face the like risk of your job and your like that sort of thing by doing the right thing.
And the wrath of the mob boss at the same time.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, he's gonna be more pissed if he finds out you covered up for him too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the struggle, right? Because like the context of it is, you walk in and you just see this. It'd be like if like you walked in and saw that it was like Pablo Escobar's son. You're like, oh crap, this is not good.
Yeah.
Because like in the show, he's all ready to make his son confess, and because he's a judge, he went into the police station first to like let them know like, hey, here's what happened, like because he knows a lot the chiefs there or whatever.
Right.
And then as he's about to do that, he sees this situation, runs back out to the car. His son's like, okay, I'm ready to go in. He's like, no, you're not going in. Because as a judge,
so in the show, what did he do?
Don't spoil it.
Oh, in the show, they obviously don't just confess. That would be the end of the show. So,
that's the whole show. Is this like one scenario?
And then the show goes into now them having to try and cover it up, and what
okay.
like I said, more and more dilemmas stem from this throughout the show.
Right.
But I don't want to talk about all of them because I don't want to spoil the entire show.
Right. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, watching this, I think you're a garbage person for covering it up because then what stems from that is like now you're probably going to be abusing your power as a judge at some point.
Well, that's the thing. You're abusing your power as a judge, so you're gonna get flack for that. But then on top of it, you're gonna get some heat from the mob boss.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you confess and he goes to court and whatever, you're just gonna get heat from the mob boss, but potentially the government or whatever system you work for is going to be able to help you in some way.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, if you confess, like get him to confess, sure he might die, sure you might die to the mob boss, but it's not like he's going to go bomb your parents' house. It's not like he's going to go hunt down your cousins just to make a show of it.
It's that whole family.
It's that struggle of, I'm sure if the kid didn't just leave him dying on the road and just like right away was like, okay, then the mob boss probably wouldn't have been as mad because it was an accident, like it was.
Yeah.
But the fact that he left him dying on the road and you have this kind of like hyper criminal that's super I don't know, he's just super over the top. Yeah. Like he's not going to ever forgive you for leaving his son dead on the road.
And he's probably thinking it's an attack against him too. He probably thinks it's purposeful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another aspect where he thinks that it's another gang acting.
Or it's the judge being like, I'm gonna do something about this mob boss, so we're gonna kill his kid or something.
Exactly. So there's, I don't know, the premise of this show is
that is the correct reaction, Devin.
I almost picture the premise of this show like it was like, I don't know, 3 people sitting around. They were like what we do. They're coming up with a dilemma, and they're like, "Dang, that would make a good TV show." Because then you just watch it, and the amount of ways it can play out is cool. So I don't know. I mean, we all agreed that we'd probably be good people and we wouldn't try and cover it up. But at the same time, like if I was in their shoes and the judge being like, he knows the outer workings of the criminal system and he knows ways that he could cover it up. He's close with people. No one's ever going to suspect him. Like that's another aspect of, if it was just some random schmoes, they were like, well, if I wanted to cover it up, I wouldn't even know how. But I don't know if that makes him a worse person because he knows. Because he knows how to abuse it. Yeah.
The fact that he knows how to abuse it and he takes full advantage of that makes him a much worse person.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing, and I think we can talk further about further dilemmas possibly. So I'm giving everyone a warning about this. If you're a listener, a loyal listener, and you don't want this show spoiled,
not a lawyer listener.
No. If you don't want this show spoiled because you want to watch it, I'd say in maybe 2 to 3 weeks from now, we might talk about further moral dilemmas that we're stealing from this show. So just fair warning. But we'll give you a couple of weeks that if you choose to watch it, you can watch it. Yeah. That's the fair warning. And I mean,
I'll
if
put
Devon and
I'll-
Keelan choose to watch it, they can. If not,
We'll put a disclaimer to being like spoilers.
yeah. I mean, it's not like it's some hugely popular show. Like, it's not like it's one of those shows where like Game of Thrones when it was on. If you spoiled Game of Thrones to anyone, you'd be
I haven't
murdered.
heard of it. Is this a Netflix show?
No, it's on Showtime, which then I think plays on Crave. And episodes only come
no
out
one
weekly.
watches that.
No. people watch Showtime, but it's not as popular as Netflix. So.
Right.
Anyways, it's a good show. Okay, let's do another one. It's a good tangent. I think we'll just stick with crime again because
It seems to work.
Yeah.
It seems like
So-
that's where all these moral.
It's either
dilemmas
crime or
stem
aliens,
from.
guys.
Yeah,
Crime or
exactly.
aliens.
So, a madman who has threatened to explode several bombs in crowded areas has been apprehended. Unfortunately, he has already planted the bombs and they are scheduled to go off in a short time. It is possible that hundreds of people may die. The authorities cannot make him divulge the location of the bombs by conventional methods. He refuses to say anything and requests a lawyer to protect his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. In exasperation, some high-level officials suggest torture. This would be illegal, but the official is sure that it will make him tell the truth in time for you to find and defuse the bombs. What should you do? Are you going to illegally torture a guy? I mean, I think with this situation, and you at least know that this guy did that, so it's not like you're going to torture someone and be like, oh, it was the wrong guy. So that makes it a little bit better for me. And you know that he's a garbage human being because he planted the bombs.
Yeah, honestly, I'd do it.
I think I would torture him too, but
Yeah.
then it's that integrity thing. Like, you're completely breaking the law. You're completely ruining the trust of like being a police officer. I mean, police officers do that often, but like if I'm a police officer, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But again, it's one of those things where it's like, do a horrible thing, but yet save a bunch of lives, or do nothing and let everyone die. And let's be honest, like, it's been shown time and time again, doing nothing is almost as bad as helping them plant the bombs yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, you're not doing nothing by not torturing him. Like,
Well, it basically said that if you don't torture him, you can't find the bombs and they're dead.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think we'd say we'd torture him, but there's a
Yeah,
follow-up. There's a follow-up question to this,
Okay.
and it says that what if you know that the bomber can withstand torture himself, but would talk if you were to torture his innocent wife instead?
Oh my goodness.
By
insane.
Devon's principle, it's the same thing because you torture one person to save many. But again,
Yeah.
which is true.
But she's not the deranged one. That's the thing.
No, she's not. She's
She
completely
didn't
innocent.
do anything.
Unless she is deranged. Unless you like knock on her door and she's like, "Hello," and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I don't know
I
though.
don't know.
I don't feel comfortable torturing someone even if they do answer the door kind of funky.
Yeah.
Is it like for sure these bombs are in a place where they're going to hurt people, or is it like they're just bombs that are just gonna go off? Like,
Yeah, they're
is this
in
like
they're
a-
in crowded areas, it says.
okay, I was
And
gonna
he's
say, like, is
planted
this like
them
a
and they're scheduled to
Batman-
go off in a short time.
Oh.
I'd
Yeah.
torture the lady. Come on, guys. It's
Isn't there
one
other
way-
options here? Couldn't they be like, okay, we know that they're gonna go off in a short time. Everyone just freaking go out to the middle of nowhere. Everyone just
Yeah, just put out
evacuate the city.
you know those emergency alerts that like you get
Yeah.
on your phone? Just have one of those being like, "Please look for bomb. Please look for bomb."
Could you imagine
here's
the
the thing,
mayhem that would ensue if you sent out
But
that?
the thing is, how many times do you get those emergency alerts and you just delete them?
Yeah, that would be one that I'd see
Seriously.
and be like, "Oh, frig, a bomb."
Please help us look for a bomb. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Several
honestly,
bombs
like,
in
if
the
you-
city.
Yeah.
like if we're going for the scenario we have been provided, like first off, she's probably an accomplice, but let's say she isn't. Because how did he plant all these bombs himself? But anyway,
I
would-
think
like we're talking about bombs. We're talking about like hundreds of people plus structural damage, which would probably harm more people.
Yeah.
Also cost a ton of money, and like money's like really like trivial, but I'm just saying like these are all the things that could be happen.
Yeah.
And they could even spark like it's been shown, you know, acts of violence spark other people's acts of violence.
Yeah.
All right, it shows like it's been shown where like you have one person hurt
Two-Face
somebody.
The story of Two-Face is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like from
exactly.
Batman?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he gets his face blown off, and all of a sudden, well, I mean, if we're going like with the movie Two-Face, not the comic book, movie Two-Face gets his face blown, half of his face blown off, and becomes a villain.
Yeah. A stand-up guy becomes a bad guy. Like it's been shown that acts of violence spur on other people's acts of violence.
Yeah.
So like I'm sorry, but like it's a whole, you know, torturing a kid with aliens type of thing. It's like sacrifice one innocent to save a lot of others.
I mean, that scenario was different because that was one kid for the whole world. This is
one old lady for
It might
like
be a young
half
lady.
a city.
It might
like
be a lady.
a pregnant woman.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So I think, you know what I think I would do? I think I would do one of those things where like they take the wife and like with some like way of editing and something, we show him a video of someone beating the crap out of her. And like
Try to
use
trick
that like use that or like find a lookalike or something and use that.
I just
as,
beat up
like,
the lookalike instead. Yeah.
Exactly. Find a stunt woman that looks like her and just beat the crap out of her.
There we
And
go.
then show him the video and make him confess there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we do is we go down to the morgue, find a lady who looks kind of like her, or at least have the same hands as her, cut off one of the fingers, and then like flick it at him and be like, "That's your wife's. Tell us where the bombs are."
Just skip the torture. Just go straight to she's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just send
Yeah.
it. Send her a
Or at
picture.
least say you amputated one of her fingers and being like, "We'll amputate more if you don't tell us."
I like using the word amputate when it's literally just chopping a finger. Like,
Yeah,
amputation in my mind is like a safe
Surgical.
procedure that's surgical.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, we amputated your wife's finger. Oh, so she's fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a very safe procedure. She's had an infection. You guys all just wanted to
Yeah.
let you know while you're here.
He's like, an infection? Okay, fine, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do with the whole like torturing him. Yeah, I think I mean I would never want to torture anyone.
No.
Like
no.
there's a couple things I can never watch in movie or TV shows. It's like rape scenes; those are just brutal,
Yeah.
and torture scenes, which I mean go hand in hand. But like
But notice
torture
like,
scenes,
like,
holy crap! When they have those in movies, and they always drag them on for so long,
yeah.
like in the,
I
I can't
I've
even
been watching
picture
Game
it.
of Thrones with my girlfriend. Never seen it before this year.
Mhm.
Think we're on like I don't know, season 3 or 4, maybe 5. I can't remember what season. I think we're in season 5. But I guess his name is I can't remember. Theon Greyjoy. That scene where the dude who now, I don't know what his name is right now is like torturing the crap out of him and like the like nails and he's on the cross. Like that scene I was literally like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, what's happening?
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
Oh,
then you
goodness.
go to like it's never in movies, it's never police. Like if there's an interrogation or something, it's never like notice I keep going back to Batman. If you notice in Batman, the police don't torture the Joker.
Yeah,
It's Batman because he's not part of the judicial system.
yeah.
They always bring like someone else in or like the ex-cop or like the ex-PI.
Mhm.
That's like the Punisher is a perfect example. Like he's an ex-military dude to come in and do the torturing for them.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Uh-oh.
That's
Yeah.
what, we need some real life superheroes around here to torture criminals.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, a real life superhero, you know, because they use their scanner eyes and just figure out where the bombs are.
I was gonna say Batman would be able to figure it out anyway. So
Mhm. Yeah, he's a little genius. Anyways, yeah.
I don't know.
I think I made up my mind. I'd torture him.
Yeah.
You torture his wife too?
Yep.
I think you'd have to do some sort of torture to the wife,
Yeah.
whether it be physical or like if you can tell that she like loves him to death, show her the video of him being tortured or something.
Yeah.
Like do something. I feel weird actually physically torturing a a human in general.
I just get the intern to do it.
Your first day on the job.
So
all right, Jeremy.
You can
come here.
bypass initiation week if you do this.
It's so
Jeremy's
bad.
just like, all right, let's get
Yeah,
going.
Well, I didn't know this was in the job description, but
Yeah.
I guess.
But
you
I
got-
love
so
it.
You have to.
you tell him it's like a VR
Just a prank,
thing.
bro.
Yeah.
It's
Just a prank,
just
bro.
This will get you a
virtual
management
reality.
position, okay, buddy? This is what
Yeah.
you have to do. This is the real world now.
Yeah.
Torture
Yeah.
people
Oh
on
my
the job.
goodness.
Oh
And
man.
then when the torture gets leaked to the news, the cops just go, I have no idea who this guy is. He just snuck in and started torturing this lady. We were all out for a donut break. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
But we did
That's
find the
so
bombs,
bad.
weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Did you say bombs or bongs?
Bombs. All right, so
Like,
this
We don't know who he is.
this
The kid was
deranged-
high when he was torturing him.
this deranged maniac hid bongs all over the city. We gotta find them before drugs take over.
We have to torture his wife. This is a crisis.
It's a crisis.
The
Oh
kids
my
cannot
goodness.
find the bongs.
Oh,
Oh my
goodness.
gosh. Okay.
Oh man.
Well, got another one, and then we can do some would you rathers.
Cool.
I mean, I feel like we just can't. I had a nicer, like more innocent, chill one. Well, we've just gone down a rabbit hole, and I feel like we can't just go to nice, chill
I mean,
one now.
we just tortured someone's wife. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only
Oof.
down from here.
Yeah.
Or up. I guess it's probably only up from here. Okay. So, this one's called The Pregnant Lady and the Dynamite.
Okay, we're there. We are there. The train station. We have arrived.
This has been on our list for a while, and I've just never known the right moment to bring it up.
You've just
It's
been
now.
Is
If
it
it's
one of those where
anytime,
you've,
it's now.
you've scrolled past and be like, should we? No, maybe not.
Mm-mm. Okay, so a pregnant woman leading a group of 5 people out of a cave on a coast is stuck in the mouth of that cave. In a short time, high tide will be upon them, and unless she is unstuck, they will all be drowned except for the pregnant woman, whose head is out of the cave. Fortunately, or unfortunately, someone has with him a stick of dynamite. There seems no way to get the pregnant woman loose without using the dynamite, which will inevitably kill her, but if they do not use it, everyone else will drown. What should they do?
How many other people are there?
5, I think. Yeah, 5.
Dynamite.
Yeah, I know. This is always your answer. Just kill.
I would
Kill
give
the
her the
pregnant woman.
dynamite and let her choose.
Sorry, give the pregnant lady the dynamite?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, be like, hey, make a choice. All
You
these
know she's
people-
gonna choose kill us.
Yeah, good
Maybe.
for her. She's
Yeah.
leading the tour. You know, it's her choice.
Which means she signed the contract saying she's responsible for us.
That is true.
I just want to talk about how a guy just has a stick of dynamite with him on like some
Yeah.
like tour. Like it's like,
The-
fortunately, Billy has a stick of dynamite on him.
This
Wait,
guy
is
just
it-
goes, oh, well, I knew I needed this one day.
I thought it was weird they didn't check my bag at the entrance.
I just picture
Yeah.
myself in this situation. This pregnant lady gets stuck. You're all like, oh, we're all gonna drown in this cave. Man, if only we had a stick of dynamite. This guy just whips one out.
He just goes, well, actually.
Yeah.
Just the confusion. I wouldn't even know what to think in that moment.
Does it literally say just a guy, one of the guys?
Someone has with him a stick of dynamite. Like,
You know what I think it is? I bet it's one of those things where like they're going on this like tour and it's dangerous and there could be cave-ins. So everyone gets
guess.
probably like an emergency pack.
with
But
dynamite.
then why doesn't everybody else have dynamite?
sorry. I'm just imagining like a tour going in and be like, all right, sir, you get one. Sir, you get one. Ma'am, you get one. Little Timmy, here you go. You get one. Here you It's just like, what? Just handing out dynamite to everybody.
That's, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I could blow up a freaking pregnant lady.
I think I would find a way. I know that it says there is no other way other than blowing up her.
Why can't you go back?
She's stuck.
I think she's stuck in the
And
entrance.
the cave is going to fill with water. But her head's outside of the cave or something.
See, I think I would find. Don't dynamites work underwater?
No. Like, they can blow up, but, like, the fuse needs to be lit.
But I think there are some of them that you can use them underwater. Like
There's
burn.
wax dynamites. Yeah, there's waxed
yeah.
ones.
So I would put it under the water so that it would blow the water and not. I don't know.
It's not Minecraft. You still take damage if it's under the water.
Yeah, but at least. But like at least, I don't know. I would find a way to blow up the dynamite and clear the entrance in some way without having her.
Mm-hmm. Ideally, of course, that would be.
I don't know
scenario.
how like detailed we want to get with this, and also how graphic. Because my thought process is
tortured a woman. So go ahead.
It's true. Because my thought process is if she's really stuck and we've got water rushing in, and she gets hit, like her back end gets hit with a wave of water, she might unlodge herself. But like, what's gonna happen to the baby? Like, the baby might get hurt.
Yeah. And that's like a natural enema right there.
So you're saying that.
So what I'm saying is it possibly, because at the moment we're looking at 2 versus 5, it could really just be
no one.
It could be she survives and that's it.
Yeah, but the baby might
Which, let's be honest, we're not worried about her surviving. We're worried about the baby surviving. Like, I don't really care about her. It's really the kid. And if the kid's not going to survive either way, like, I'd rather the 5 of us survive than Mary Jane over there who decided to go on a cave walk pregnant.
She decided to lead a cave walk pregnant. Who
goes on a cave expedition?
Yeah.
You know,
I just want to know how she got
8
stuck.
months pregnant.
I know that, like, was it like an earthquake or something? Did
like,
she
are they?
fall,
Yeah,
or...
I don't understand. I think another reason I've skipped over this question too is because there's so many unanswered questions in this scenario. Like, I read it and I was like, I don't get this situation. It doesn't seem like possible.
No, I think the only choice there would be to
Dynamite.
Her. She's dumb.
Dynamite.
She got herself stuck. Kill her and the baby.
She's
I don't
still
care about her
work-
husband.
I mean,
Maybe she's
I've
got
known
8 other
people who
kids.
literally, I was gonna say, I've known people who literally work like the day of their expectancy. Like,
Yeah.
a friend of mine worked when I worked at Pita Pit. She was super pregnant, worked like a 3-hour shift, and was like, "Okay, bye guys, going to the hospital." And we're like, "Okay, bye, have fun having a baby."
Going to give
But
birth.
really quick, there is a huge difference between working at Pita Pit pregnant and going spelunking pregnant. There's a huge difference. There's a real big difference.
It's very true.
Like,
It's
where
it's
you know you
saying,
have to.
Oh, I went to Starbucks with my friend pregnant, or I went freaking base jumping pregnant. Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
huge.
Yeah, where you know you have to squeeze through these little tight cracks. Yeah. I'm not saying
think
she
with
deserved
Dynamite-
it, but
Dynamite.
But like, she made a couple decisions.
I don't think anyone ever deserves to be blown up by dynamite.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, Keelan's going to hit us with those would you rathers.
Okay, I'm gonna really split the group here.
Okay.
Here's one.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather be Batman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Batman.
I knew Devon was
Okay,
gonna
first
say
off,
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, yeah, I understand. Okay, hold up, let me speak. Spider-Man, sure, yeah, superpowers, yeah, whatever, no one cares. Batman, you're the smartest person in the world, you're the most talented person in the world, and you're the richest person in the world. You're literally
Batman's-
just the best person. I would just sell all my Batman gear and then just be a billionaire who's a genius.
Okay, but Batman's not even a Superman. He's just a super rich, smart dude. That's it.
Yeah, first off,
Yeah.
he's got like
He's
a
not
billion PhDs. He knows every single
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's a super rich, smart dude, but
fighting
he's not
technique
a Superman.
ever.
But he's not even. The
Neither is
smartest
Spider-Man.
person in the world.
Spider-Man's a teenager who just shoots white stuff all over the city. That's what every teenager does anyway.
Oh god. No, he's got superpowers.
Hey, Yeah, I know, but
I
they're
think,
kind of
honestly,
lame, and he's
like,
always.
I think Batman. The amount of like times reading the comic, like the cover of a Batman comic, the amount of times that Batman is just covered in blood is too many.
Okay,
All the
here.
Spider-Man
Let me
covers
destroy.
are, like, him, like zipping through things and like Spidey sense, and then Batman's just getting the crap beat out of him.
Okay. Let me destroy your guys' argument in one, because I'm a fan of both. I actually really am. Batman and Spider-Man, I'm a huge fan of both.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to be Batman. I would just want to be a genius billionaire. Right. So I would just stop being Batman as soon as I became Batman.
But
here's the thing:
Lucius Fox with the money.
Exactly.
Because let's be real.
The thing about Spider-Man is he's dirt poor. He's literally always struggling financially, and every girlfriend he always ever has either dies or, listen to this. It's a very obscure comic that I read. Mary Jane gets cancer because his semen is radioactive.
What?
Nice.
You're weird.
Nope, that 100% happened.
Weird comics, dude.
I did hear about that.
No, it's 100% true. Now, obviously, they don't specifically say that, but she gets cancer and dies.
Did you know that? I just read this. Did you know that Deadpool and Spider-Man have a child?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget what it was. There's some universe where
Excuse me?
where they have to put the DNA from both of them into like, or no, what was it? In some universe, the DNA of both of them is put into this woman, and she's got like multiple arms, like she can shoot webs, spider sense, and she also has Deadpool's healing ability.
Nice.
And then I think the way that they kill her is because Spider-Man has the like no kill rule, like Batman, whatever. So what they do is Deadpool gets into Spider-Man's costume and kills her. And so that
okay.
It was weird. I like literally read about this yesterday. It was crazy. But like the topic was Deadpool and Spider-Man's daughter or something, and I was like, huh?
So much weird crap out there.
I know.
I don't know. I'd pick Batman. Sorry.
I just like Spider-Man more as a person. I think I'd just be a better Spider-Man.
I'd like Spider-Man as a person. He's your friendly neighborhood.
He's funny.
He has powers. Batman's
a loner.
Batman's a loner. He also
No, he's not. There's the whole Bat family and the Justice League.
But they keep on dying, and he has to keep on raising more Robins and more.
Okay, only one Robin died. Okay, only
the rest
only
of them
one.
leave because
and he didn't actually die. He came back as Red Hood.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
and hey, you can't even use the orphan card because they're both technically orphans.
That is true. That is
so they're
true.
both orphans.
But like, Batman's not even the smartest person in the world. There's a million super villains in the DC universe that are smarter than him. But
he outsmarts all of them.
He outsmarts them because he's like the dark detective. Oh, but and he's also the hero of the story, so of course he outsmarts them. But like, if you think about like,
I don't know. Okay, he might not even be the smartest person in the world, but the fact that you're like a super genius.
But he's not a super genius.
But he is.
He's not though, because you think about it, all his tech is not made by him. Lucius Fox makes it.
No, but it's the. Well, yes, it's not about him making the tech. It's about the fact that he literally he has like over 50 PhDs.
Is that canon?
Like he yeah.
I'm looking.
He knows every single. Like okay, maybe not 50, but like he has a ton of PhDs. He knows every single martial art. He is the world's best detective. Like he's just a genius. He is purely a genius.
The problem I find with DC
superheroes
is they just make them so overpowered that like I just don't even like them. Like I remember I haven't really watched that many of the Batman or Superman movies, but I remember watching a Superman movie. I was like, this guy's just like, you watch it, there's no stake because you know he's just gonna wreck everyone. Like I've never.
Yeah.
Who are you talking about? Superman?
He's so overpowered.
That's fair. I like the animated ones, like because there actually are stakes. Like there are fighting people who can rip Superman's head off. like Doomsday, but the actual like Man of Steel movies, it's like you're worried about all the people running around as the building collapse instead of actually Superman himself.
I don't find them likable. I find like the Joker more likable than Batman.
Okay,
I love the Christian Bale Batmans.
Yeah.
I think he's a pretty good I think he's a pretty good Bruce Wayne and Batman. There's always like those things where like Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker in comparison to like the comic books Peter Parker. He played that Peter Parker very well. Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man. Wasn't a great Peter Parker. He was a great Spider-Man. Tom Holland, I think, is a good mix of the two. Like he's like a modernized version of the comic books, where he is like that awkward nerd, but also like witty and has good powers and can actually do.
And he's a lot more of a kid.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's
like Spider-Man's supposed to be.
And then, but I think Christian Bale is a good Bruce Wayne and Batman, but those movies are just they're okay. I found this thing. So Elliot
so
S. Magan, who's a former editor and freelance writer at DC Comics, writes, Bruce Wayne is a guy that has no formal academic degrees. The breadth of his knowledge, however, in the fields of sociology, kinesiology, geography, Asian studies, Middle Eastern studies, African culture, with an emphasis on mythology, American and European history, psychology, political science, chemistry, physics, biology, computer science, locksmithing, and of course criminology, as well as his practical contribution to those and other fields, would qualify him to teach interdisciplinary courses in any private university in the United States. He has, to academia's detriment, kept these areas of expertise under a mask. He didn't really need the job anyway. So he doesn't have any degrees, any PhDs.
No, I know he didn't officially have any
here
degrees.
That according
it was
to
just,
like America Today, with the things that they wrote as him, he would be able to teach.
He learned it all from YouTube. School's overrated.
he's just like up sitting in like the League of Assassins hideout getting trained. He's just on YouTube, just like criminology. Enter.
All right, let's do another one.
Okay. Oh, here's one that kind of has to do with like, I guess phobias in some way. Would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator?
Oh,
I think an
Pretty
elevator.
much fear of heights or claustrophobia.
I think I'd rather be in an elevator because at least you're like closed in, and like I'm not like exposed to the elements. Like technically in an elevator, when you get stuck, it's not the most unsafe thing ever because it's just more you're stuck in this like. I mean, if it crashes down to the ground, that could suck. But like if you're just like going and it just gets stuck, you're like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be here a while. But I'm not gonna be stuck in there forever.
But same thing with the ski lift.
Yeah, but then you're like exposed to the elements.
The ski lift, you're sitting there.
I mean, ideally though, you'd be.
But if you're skiing, you're prepared for it.
Yeah, you're.
I still would enjoy myself.
Well, I don't think either situation's fun, but I've actually been on a broken ski lift before for like 35 minutes. It wasn't that bad.
I've watched, the Windseeker at Canada's Wonderland, the one that goes like super tall. That one has gotten stuck like multiple times. I was at the park one day when it got stuck for like literally almost 2 hours, and then I found a YouTube video after of a guy that was on it. Like it's so cold up there, even on a hot summer day. You're literally so high up. If you're in that situation, no, a ski lift isn't that tall.
That's terrifying.
A ski lift isn't that tall, and
that's terrifying.
But I feel like a ski lift, if you're talking like a really tall one, you're like in the middle of a mountain, like the chances of you getting down it could be pretty crappy. But the Windseeker is even more terrifying because if you literally got stuck, they had no way to bring it down. The only way you could get down, well, you couldn't. Like I really don't think you could. Like there's no way to climb over. They have a ladder to the top. No, they'd have to just figure out some engineering thing. But if the ladder to the top doesn't matter,
ladder?
So what happened then?
It probably just goes to the side for like maintenance. And stuff,
one of the employees had to climb up the ladder to like the thing was all the way at the top almost, and like I'm like that guy better be getting paid good.
Yeah,
that'd be so terrifying.
I don't know, like. Again, I've been stuck on a ski lift. It really wasn't that bad, especially if you're there with somebody. It's really not that bad. But an elevator, man, if an elevator breaks down in my head, first off, I'm mildly claustrophobic. So if it was like a full elevator,
Oh, if you were with
I
a
would
bunch of
hate
other
that.
people.
But
yeah.
also like,
Yeah.
but I'm standing, like I would be standing in there and I'm like, okay, a ski lift, they stop all the time. They stop literally all the time. Someone falls as they're trying to get on because those things kind of scoop you
Yeah.
up, right? They just keep going and they kind of scoop you up. If someone falls while it tries to scoop you up, oh, they stop it. You sit there for 2 minutes and then they keep
Right.
going. So it stops all the time. I'm not worried about it. An elevator breaking down. Sorry guys, I've been on the Tower of Terror one too many times. I'd be terrified of it careening down to the ground. And you're stuck in a metal box careening to the ground. You might as well be an ant in a can and some little kids eating it across.
But
the
I want to
playground.
know how
Like,
many
it's
stories where an
horrifying.
elevator is actually
I was
just
gonna
like
say, how
crumbled
many,
to the
like
ground.
you're like the second floor and everyone's freaking out and you're like, we're not gonna die if we fall.
I'm gonna do a bad thing. I'm just gonna search up elevator death statistics.
Okay.
I bet you there's probably more people that
Like,
have died
I
on
think
ski
elevators
lifts
also-
than elevators.
I was gonna say there is multiple fail safes on an elevator, which I'm sure there is a couple fail safes on a ski lift as well. I think if it's high enough, if let's say the story you're enough stories up in the elevator that it would, you could be hurt or dead if you fell. I think you have more of a chance of living if you fall off of a ski lift than you do of an elevator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of factors. I think the main reason I said elevator right away is because I was like, if it was with other people, I think I would choose a ski lift. But if I was in there with like one other person or just by myself, I think I'd be okay with an elevator.
So in a statistic from 1973 to 2017, 17 people had died from a ski lift.
And how many from an elevator?
From an elevator, let me just go back
Use
real
the
quick.
same the same years.
In the past 6 years, it only says in the past 6 years. But in the past 6 years, 1,225 people have been injured, 69 have been permanently hurt and permanently injured, and where does it say here? And 32 people have died.
What? How does this happen? Okay, well,
in the past 6 years.
I would say that there's more elevators in the world than ski lifts, though. So
exactly, that's what
I
I'm
also
thinking.
think it's because in a ski lift you can control your fall, like it's you falling.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna fall out of a ski lift, it's you falling, or if you're
and you're usually gonna land on
the
like
thing
nice
breaks,
snow.
You're landing on snow, unless it's like you're a ski lift and you're like, oh, there's a stream with rocks in it,
or like
then
a
you're
tree.
Gonna be hurt.
Yeah,
But
if you're
and
in an
it
elevator,
also really depends.
Like you're hitting the ground, the elevator's doing this, and
even
And another thing to think about is most ski lifts, like most of them aren't up the side of a mountain.
No.
Like you go to Snow Valley and you're literally 20, 30 feet off the ground.
And you're usually
which is high, but most you'll break your leg in that.
Let's change the scenario
you're
to
in
like
the middle of like the hill though too. So like you fall and you're
over the hill.
I feel like I want to change. Like when I first heard the scenario, I wasn't thinking. I was more thinking like if you're stuck, but you're not. Death's not gonna happen. Death is out of the question.
If you're just stuck.
It's just stuck. You're gonna be rescued. Like what would you prefer? You're gonna be rescued by having to be extracted from either a ski lift or an elevator.
Easy for me. Ski lift, because ski lift, they'll either pull you down or they'll do like a ladder or something. I would much rather climb down a ladder from a ski lift than up that sketchy ass ladder that's in the middle of this dank shaft in the middle of this freaking skyscraper and then manually open the door and climb out. Like
Devin,
no.
Who do you think you are?
Lift.
Are you like some like spy or something?
Either way, I'm climbing a ladder, but I'd rather do a ladder outside.
Yeah,
I think there's lots of factors
than in that horrible,
I don't
dark
have claustrophobia,
tunnel.
but I think if I was stuck in an elevator, I'm not gonna fall. It's just stuck. We're gonna get rescued. I think I would get claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like
I just feel like you wouldn't have to go very
can just
far on a
breathe.
ladder in the elevator. Like
No.
when you get stuck,
I mean,
you're going to be in
ideally-
between two floors. You're going to be super
I was
close to
gonna
a
say,
door. You're not going to
either
have to
in
go very
between
far.
or like, yeah.
And you're probably going to have
I don't know.
firefighters there. I mean, if we were a woman, they'd be like, heck yeah, elevator, firefighters. Until Yeah, then
true.
they'd be like, cool, I'm gonna be in an elevator. I mean, ski, they'd
Yeah.
probably bring the firefighters too, but something I just picture like when the helicopter comes down, you having to get on this moving ladder. You're like the wind's blowing, you having to whip down. Like I don't know, I feel there's so much more chances of things going wrong.
I don't think they would take a helicopter.
that's just what-
I think they would just like drive.
That's just
kinda
what I'm
up the hill.
picturing.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna put like a big pillow, you're gonna have to jump off the ski lift. That could be fun though. Like just jump,
Yeah.
just jump. They have one of those big
Yeah.
pillow things for yeah.
Big trampolines. My dad's actually have to use one of those
Yeah,
trampolines.
I'm sure it
before.
happens.
Really? Like, do they have to like jump out of a building and land on one for training?
Okay, so this is gonna get really dark really quick.
Uh-huh.
So there was a guy standing on an overpass about to jump
Yeah.
off. So there was a police officer trying to talk him down, and the firefighters were underneath trying to predict if he was gonna jump. And they had like a giant. It took like 10 people to just stretch out this large, like it was huge, this giant
Oh
trampoline.
my
thing.
gosh.
It's one of those things that you can land on, and yeah, you can break some bones because if you land wrong, but it's better than pavement.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, sorry to just shoot down the
Next one.
Let's do one more.
Okay, let me find a good one here. Here's an interesting one. Would you rather be part of an arranged marriage or spend your life as a single person?
I think I'd rather be part of an arranged marriage. Take the risk.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't want to be
dice.
alone forever.
I was gonna say I wouldn't want to be. I like my personality wise. I can't be alone forever.
No.
I
I mean, I feel like
my
every
camera just died. I think
Oh,
my camera just died.
okay.
Again, that's fine.
It was at like 70%.
I feel like
I
I feel
every
like 80.
I feel like every human is compatible in some way. You could make it work, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like you spend enough time with someone, you're gonna fall in love with them,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
unless
And hey-
they're an absolutely trash person that you can't
And-
stand whatsoever.
And hey, if it's an arranged marriage, just keep your eyes open anyway. And if you find the person, just cut ties and go. I'm kidding.
I mean, shame on your family, shame on you, shame on
Yeah.
depending on what what type of family you're from, obviously.
I'd probably go with the arranged. Like, you might not be like perfectly compatible, but
Yeah.
you'll at least learn to get along.
Yeah, at least
That's
you
what
won't
I'm
be
saying, like
completely
I've-
alone. Because that's just
Yeah.
not fun.
Like,
By the way, to all the
I've
single
heard-
people listening, there's someone out there for you. You're not gonna be.
Some people are okay with it though. Like some people, like it doesn't bother them, but I'm not.
I think it's okay
I'm not
to
like
be
that.
like
Yeah.
I think if you're single for like most of your life, cool,
Mm-hmm.
great. But me personally, I don't think I'd be able to do it.
No, me neither. Maybe we'll end up
Yeah.
single forever. I mean,
I think
Yeah, you
we
never
should all
know.
just get married to each other. So
oh, there we go. That
Yeah.
works.
Huh?
Three-way.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
All right. On that note, because Devin's camera is just gone, so
his camera died.
we're probably going to be on the Zoom. You're just going to have your Zoom view right now.
Yeah, probably.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Next week, as a sneak peek, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy. So if you guys have conspiracy theory, since I think I've seen some
Oh,
anime.
it's gone.
Oh.
If you have conspiracy theories, did you guys not hear that?
What?
No, not at all.
You completely
Oh, I
froze.
like completely fumbled my words and was like,
You froze. You froze too.
You froze at the right
That's hilarious.
time.
If you guys have conspiracy theories, send them in on the submission form,
Yeah.
because we need to get that going.
Don't worry. We got use that submission form to send us stuff because
Mhm.
we want to talk about things that you want to hear about.
Yeah.
Because that's the goal, right? We want you to listen and care about what we're
Heck
talking
yeah.
about. But yeah, we're gonna talk about conspiracy theories. We're gonna hash out whether or not we think that we could ever believe them and stuff. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, like us on and subscribe. Also today we submitted to Apple Podcasts, so hopefully, and they accepted.
Let's
It's not
get
live
it going.
just yet, but hopefully it'll be live right now. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, that means it's live.
Once it is, we'll let you know.
Yeah, you'll know.
And you guys can rate. We can now say rate and review us because that's what you do on Apple.
Review us on Apple Podcasts, and we might throw up on like SoundCloud too soon because you may as well get on all the platforms. So
get them all.
Platforms as you can.
Get on all of them. But thank you for listening, and share with your friends and acquaintances and stuff.
Yep. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. There's the Eggs
Pod,
Comedy on Facebook. All that shenanigans. You know the deal.
Do we have
Long time listeners know the deal.
You know the deal.
Long time listeners, as in like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah. My Nana, she's the most loyal listener we have. Devon's frozen right now.
Devon is frozen in the best pose ever.
And I just want to shout out my Nana for being a loyal listener. I know she's probably listening to this.
Nana.
So, but
I'd also like to shout out my friend, good old Joel Stringer, who's been listening to every episode.
There we go. The loyal fans.
Heck yeah.
We appreciate
Devon probably has some loyal fans. We don't know because he's frozen.
Yeah, I'm sure he has some thoughts, but thanks for listening, guys. Devon probably would say something nice too, but he's frozen.
Yeah.
So that's the joys of
you
remote
guys
recording.
So you can find us on Instagram. He left.
He's gone.
I'm at boywonder_3. Devon is Novadex. What is it?
Novid
I don't
XD.
even know. Novid XD on Instagram.
And I'm @_Hollinshead. And thank you for listening and watching. And we'll see you again. He's back. We'll see you again
I'm back.
sometime soon. Devon, say bye.
Bye!
Peace.
Peace out, everyone.